Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Praetorian and welcome to This is the Police 2. Alright, so I played a little bit of the first one, not a whole lot of it, but I did enjoy it when I played, and then when I saw all the changes and all the new additions they're making to the sequel, I knew I had to check it out when it launched. We're going to be playing this obviously on the 31st, Tuesday here, but the game doesn't launch until Thursday, August 2nd. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and check this out. We're going to be starting a new game. I did do a little sound test in here, so I'm pretty much going into this blind. There's a little bit of a tutorial section though, and we're going to check it out. And yeah, hopefully it ends up being a pretty good game. I know the trailers made it look pretty damn good. So at approximately 0100 hours in the morning, the Sharpwood Police Department received an anonymous call. The source said he knew where he could find the headquarters of the Neckties, a gang of drug traffickers that recently arrived in town. Anonymous information is rarely reliable, but for Sheriff Wells, shutting down the Neckties was the department's primary goal, so he immediately went to the address indicated along with two other officers for backup. Okay, turn one. So it's the combat looks to be very much like XCOM, which I really dig because I loved the combat system in XCOM. Really fun. We're gonna hide behind the generator here. So, yeah, these guys are some hunters. You can see they have got a fucking bear up there, dead deer here, and just a few people as well. Look like they're having a bad day over here. I'm gonna move behind the logs here. Don't stick your head out. It is more difficult to hit a person hiding behind full cover than someone hiding behind partial cover. So they do have like partial cover and full cover, just like XCOM. Notice we have revealed some enemies. See, two suspects. I should call them suspects in this game rather than enemies. Oh no, he's coming. Oh damn. Yeah, they really have a thing for tying people on top of stuff. And they are not having a great day. Alright, so we're going to move our character over here, and I don't know how this is setting up an ambush, but whack the criminal with a baton to the head or he'll raise the alarm and compromise the whole operation. Stunted wooden criminals don't resist arrest. Alright, well, yeah, let's just smack him upside the head with a baton. That is actually not procedure. Being a former correction officer and a security guard now, I can tell you you're not allowed to hit people in the head with a baton.
Roger.
I mean, it's great that we can do it in the game, but yeah, that is not standard procedure. Because the point is not to like accidentally kill the person, which you very much can do. And we're gonna arrest this dude. There we go. So we got our first suspect down. Yeah, but you typically hit him in the legs, hit him behind the knee. We'll drop him pretty fucking quick. There's just a lot of other ways to take someone down. But yeah, you typically don't hit in the head because it's just too dangerous. It's about covering your own ass, guys. Another lookout has disappeared from the policeman's view and it's most likely behind the logs. Alright, so we want to reveal their location. So they're very much walking us through this, showing us how to play the game. So we want to shoot him with a taser. Okay, cops can carry other non-lethal gear aside from batons. A taser effectively stuns at a distance, but each shot requires a cartridge. So we're going to have a limited uses to our taser.
Roger.
I'm going to tase the shit out of this dude. I've never been tasered before. I have obviously been sprayed with CS gas, mostly for my time in the military. I'm going to get ready for an arrest here. Stunned criminal will be out of it for several turns, so you'll have time to reach the criminal, arrest him, but if the suspect comes to his senses, he'll immediately raise the alarm.
580.
And then also OC spray. Oh god, yeah, I hate that shit. When I worked at the prison, we had to get that put in our eyes. This is not great. So enemies can not only see you, but also hear you. If an offender sees you from far or hears a suspicious noise, he's sure to leave his post and check the area. I always hated how we started calling them offenders. Are we gonna get to use the spray? Oh yeah, we're gonna get to use the spray here. So it says, another way to take down a criminal is use a pepper spray. Equipment like stun grenades, taser cartridges, shockers, and pepper spray disappear after use. Okay, so we're going to use that. We only got one use. I think that's what that circle means.
Roger.
Spray him in his face. Now, pepper spray is actually not as powerful as OC spray. OC spray is way more powerful. Pepper spray, you kind of recover from it. I've been pepper sprayed as well, and you can kind of recover from it. It doesn't take too long. After about 15 minutes, you're pretty much good. Your eyes still burn a little bit, but it's not that bad. OC though is a whole different animal. And we're gonna go and arrest this one.
On the ground.
On the ground, perp. I always hated how we started calling them offenders, man. They didn't offend anybody. We used to call them inmates. up at the prison. And then one day they just said, oh, we're not going to call them inmates anymore. You can look at the room through the window or take a position next to the open door. Don't blunder into the house blindly. Probably best we don't blunder. But yeah, they didn't offend anything. They're fucking criminals. Why are we calling them that? Doesn't make any sense to me. Let's move closer. I guess we're going to take this guy down. Oh, we're going to cuff him. Oh, you like that, big boy, don't you? Get them cuffs on him. And then they're free to do whatever we want to him. So let's let the suspects get their turn. We don't know what they did. We don't know where any of the suspects are. But then they tore that bear in half, man. Can you move around the map? Oh, you can. You need WASD keys to move around. Excellent. Yeah, look at what they tore that bear up. His guts all hanging out and shit. It's my brother, man. If y'all didn't know, the bear is a spiritual animal.
Roger.
A lot of dead bodies out back as well.
We have a visual.
There's some murderers, man. All right, we're preparing to engage. We're getting all of our officers in place. And now we need to take the door down. Only a policeman with the appropriate perk can pick locks or break down doors. Noise from a broken window or door will attract the enemy's attention. Okay, so we need to click on that. And we need to do the battering ram. A policeman loudly breaks down the door or window.
Roger.
All right, now we're going to get to shoot him. We're finally going to get to use our weapon. Firearms can kill or disarm a suspect and inflict serious wounds. A wounded person will die in a few moves unless he's evacuated. Gunshots immediately raise the alarm, so think twice before opening fire. All right, so we're gonna get to shoot this guy. Oh wow, look at that. We get to pick where we want to shoot. We can go for a headshot to take him down, or body shot to ensure you hit him, or go for a leg shot just to put him on the ground, or shoot him in the hand, make him drop his weapon. I guess that's what they want us to do here. All right, so we have disarmed him. What is he gonna do now? It looks like he just called on the radio or something. Either that or ate a snack. I'm not entirely sure which. All right, but this is not good. It's not good at all. I would not have everybody come through this way. There's a window right there. I would at least identify. We don't know how many people were in that room. And just breaking through there, not knowing what we're going into, seems like trouble. How do we do this? Do we click on the window? Oh, you probably got to click on him again. Yep. And this time we're going to do burglar. A policeman silently opens a closed door or window.
580.
Okay. So do you unlock these different perks? So that's what it sounds like. You unlock the perks for each officer has different perks. I remember in the first game, it was pretty interesting. We're going to break this window or smash this shit open. Doesn't matter. We don't need to be silent at the moment. But I remember having to deal with like each police officer and like their just the way they acted. You had certain officers who didn't want to come to work, lazy ass officers, constantly trying to get days off. I'm gonna kick this door in. Oh, okay. I guess it's over, guys, because yeah, we're just running into it. Oh, and there's firing. Oh, that's not good. Well, man, I hope all of our officers got out of there alive. November 21st. The day after my birthday, guys. Alright, continue.
But today, I wasn't so lucky. I mean, it wasn't just a regular funeral, was it? No, Sharpwood showed up. Can you imagine? I had a teacher, Mrs. Dawson. I haven't seen her since the 3rd grade. Figured she'd moved or died. I mean, it's not easy to lose track of someone in this town, right? And today, I'm looking at her in the crowd, all alive and healthy. Imagine, right? And the crowd was huge. It wasn't even a crowd, more like a whole river of people. I mean, you look at all of them and you can't even see the end. All the roads were blocked. Just thinking. It's weird. There's this dead guy who's making it so an alive guy can't get his groceries on time, right? I mean, I just wanted to say, I really respect Sheriff Wells. He died a hero, right? Ask anyone. Everybody says he's a hero. But I'm just saying, I got a job to do. I don't want to lose it. Nobody wants to lose a job because it's not easy to find a new job in Sharpwood, right? So,
The money's right there in front of your nose. Don't bother with the change.
Mr. Nash, thank you. I just wanted to say that you don't need to call Mr. Summers. I mean, he'll be yelling at me either way. I deserve it, right? I'm just... Oh, by the way, those cigars you asked about? Caesars, right? Mr. Summers said we normally don't have them in stock, but we can order them. Maybe it'll take a couple of weeks or so, but what's a couple of weeks when it's a quality product, right? I remember one day I was looking...
Forget it. I don't know how long I'll be staying.
Oh, I hope. I mean, I hope that you won't be leaving too soon. You're like our best customer. Or at least one of our best customers, am I right? I know there's a lot of stuff going on. Lots of folks are leaving. Even Pale Charlie left, and he's even older than you. He's 90 or something. Maybe even 100. I'm sure you'll find yourself a decent job, right? I mean, have a good day, Mr. Nash.
Okay, there. That's our introduction to the game. I'm not really digging the courier.
Hey, Lily. So we're getting rid of this thing tomorrow?
What? We do what?
That drawing thing in the hall. We're taking it down tomorrow? I already called Uncle Dimitri. He'll cart it off for us. Might even get a couple of bucks.
Whoa. First, it's not a drawing. It's a tapestry, okay? A beautiful work of art. You didn't notice, did you? Second, it's hanging there for a reason. And third, and most important,
Oh, you mean that drawing in the hall? Great. I'll get a hanger tomorrow so we can put the TV up there. Maybe a VCR, too. What do you think?
Jesse, we are not taking down the tapestry.
TV? That's not a bad idea. Sure, but I was thinking, well, I thought we could put a snack machine here. I'm tired of having to drive 20 minutes over to Bad Ears gas station for smoked cheese in the middle of work. Like I've got nothing better to do, right? As if
You see how much space that giant thing takes up? We can put a TV up, an arcade game, probably even a pinball machine. Speaking of which, my son moved in with his wife and dairy, so we've got an extra VCR. Only thing is, he took all his videotapes with him, so we can't...
Oh, no, tapes are no problem. I've got lots of tapes. Plus, if we tell the guys that everyone's bringing in a couple of movies, then we...
Look, I just need you to...
Hey, what kind of movies you got? All sorts. Bloody Shirt 2, Bloody Shirt 3, Bloody Shirt 4, Hard-Boiled Women, Demons on Fifth Avenue.
And you've got that movie where this pilot is flying around the Earth, but he's running out of fuel over the ocean, so he makes a deal with Satan, and Satan sends him to fight an army of skeletons, and the skeleton general, you can't fuck with him.
Yeah, that's The Wind Blows into Hell, one of my favorites. Goes without saying, that's every man's favorite movie. Am I right or am I right? When I saw him at the end, when the girl throws the sword into the fire, my heart jumped out of my chest. Betty almost needed to call the ambulance. I swear to God.
You need to take better care of yourself, old man.
I've also got this movie. It's actually a cartoon, but it's for adults, This guy gets the ability to undress people with his mind. So he goes into work, and he works in a bank, and his boss is a real bitch. But the bitch has some great boobs, and she calls him over to her.
Tomorrow. We'll just discuss it tomorrow.
And she says there's some problem with this quarterly report. Some kind of paper got filed and wrong, and he asked him to put this...
What the hell, Gail? Sit down and get ready to type. We agreed.
Lily, we'll finish that damn letter of yours tomorrow. And if we're lucky, we'll even...
Gail, take off your stupid hat and get back to your desk. I'm the sheriff and you'll do what I say. I'm the sheriff.
Lily, you do know you don't have to be such a bitch, right? Bad Ears gas station closes in half an hour, so if we don't finish this stupid letter in the next 10 minutes, I'll be out of smokes until the morning. And if that happens, I'll be coming into work in a bad mood tomorrow. And if I come into work in a bad mood,
Just shut up and type.
Okay. I'm ready. And for God's sake, let's stop taking half an hour on every sentence, okay?
First, read what you've got so far.
Of course, we won't be able to pay you serious money, It's like we won't be able to pay you anything at all. But I hope that you feel the same as me, that the safety of our native town of Sharpwood is a question of duty and honor, and not of material gain.
No, not just the last sentence. Read everything from the beginning.
Lily, come on,
Read it from the top.
Dear Captain Carter, I imagine you've already heard the sad news that has prompted me to write you. I'll be frank. This letter you're holding is a plea for help. The police department of Sharpwood
All right,
was deprived.
that's enough. I can't take it anymore. We'll just pick up where we left off. Do you think Captain Carter will even read this?
Lily, let's just finish it. And then...
They got him. The guy from the flower shop, remember? He's one of the neckties. We're sure this time.
Where are they taking him? Are they bringing him here?
They already did. He's here.
Did he have the goods on him? Has he said anything? What does he know?
Well, you want to find out, or you're just gonna sit there?
What happened to him?
Well, as far as I understand, he had a hard time getting into the car.
Right. Didn't like getting out of the car either. And he really didn't like the stairs. And when we handcuffed him, wow, that was no fun at all. And then when he sat down on a chair, he accidentally...
Cut the shit, Charlie.
What? The sheriff asked a direct question, and I'm trying...
Get out! All of you!
Lily, I think it'd be best if you just...
What's the problem, Gale? Isn't it best if the sheriff interrogates important suspects? Isn't it great when the commander takes a personal interest in the work? Don't you think?
Okay, guys, you hear that? Let's get out of here.
All right, so we reached our first checkpoint. That was a long bit of story, and I think it was really just kind of introducing us to all the characters. Apparently, the former sheriff was killed by this gang that neckties, and now we're playing as the new sheriff, Lily. And seems a lot of kind of the main theme seems to be what it's like being a female sheriff here in the police department. Remember, this does look like it was many years ago. And they're talking about VCRs. I remember VCRs. So yeah, it seems like it's maybe the 80s or 90s. So let's see what choices we have here. We're talking to Wally Milton. I can say, I know it was somebody in your gang that murdered Sheriff Wells. Just tell me who pulled the trigger and maybe I'll let you go. You and your friends lured Sharpwood Sheriff into ambush and killed him like a bunch of cowards. Yeah, that's right, you and your neck gang tie. Can you even imagine how hard we're coming down on you? You're from around here, right? I'm sure you heard Sheriff Wells got killed. So what do you know about it? All right, let's start on a friendly note. Do some good cop, bad cop by ourselves because I'm multiple personalities. Y'all know I have multiple personalities. He says, no, I'm not from around here, and this is the first time I'm hearing about this sheriff of yours. First time I've seen you two. What are you, some kind of secretary? So he disrespected us right from the get-go. Well, now we got to smack him around a little bit. As I understand it, you never keep drugs at your base. Why is that? Okay, let's talk about something else. The drugs, where do you keep them? I'm not leaving here until you tell me where your hideout is. Okay. Let's go with this one. In your panties. You know why? Because no one ever checks in there for anything. You have no idea. I'm sure she gets penis all the time.
You could at least hide the suitcase.
What? Oh, this? It's just...
Charlie, shut your trap and get ready to question the suspect. Lily, I just want
You
to...
do understand, Gale, that this will soon be over. All of this. You understand that, right?
I know, Lily. I know.
I need to finish writing that letter to Captain Carter.
So sorry about all the vehicles going by, guys. I'm recording this around the time when everybody comes home from work. I usually don't record around this time just because of this. But yeah, like everybody is driving by right now, so not a great time to record a video.
Hello, my name is Bogdan. Are you satisfied with your water supply system? I bet you're not. I am here to solve your problem.
Excuse me, what?
It's not so nice to run to the toilet outside in the cold, is it? Especially at our age. You go once, you go twice, and by then you've already frozen your butt off. And it's lucky it's the only thing you've frozen off. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. And you know what I'm talking about too, don't you?
Look, listen, this isn't my house. I'm just renting it.
All the better. So the homeowner will pay for everything, while you will enjoy the new toilet in warmth and comfort.
Are you selling toilets? You sell toilets at night?
Don't be silly. We'll replace your whole water system. A new toilet in the house is, well, it's the cherry on the cake. You're right, I'm here a little after hours. Well, you see, our farm is just taking its first steps in this business, so I can only visit my customers after I'm done with my day job. But a toilet inside your house is doubly good at night, right? Do understand your needs, sir. I myself had to run to the toilet outside for 20 years every night. But when I finally got a toilet inside my house,
Please, go. Just go. I want you to leave.
I know what you're thinking. You think that in such a small house there's simply no room for a toilet. But I assure you, if you just allow me to come in for a moment...
Leave right now. I'm asking you to leave.
I just want to save both of us some time, that's all. I know that you'll change your mind. The next time you need to go in the middle of the night, you'll remember me and think, damn, that guy was right. A toilet in the house is what every adult man needs. So, why don't
I've asked you to leave. You need to leave. Now. Leave.
All right. But I bet you won't last a week before you change your mind. I'm telling you right now, you won't last a week.
So is this guy the character from the first one? He sounds a lot like him. And his name Jack kind of reminds me of the first game, so I don't know. Certainly not doing so well. Okay, are we back with our sheriff character now? I can't really tell. I recall her saying something about needing to write a letter. Dear Dylan, Oliver, and Edgard, I'd give anything to be sitting with you on the porch of our old house smoking a cigar, talking and passing the day. I know you have a lot of questions for me, a lot of unpleasant questions. It's hard not to hear them in my head, but it won't be so easy to find the right answers. No, we're not playing. Is it true what they're saying about you? My only crime was wanting to take care of myself and my family. I'm just sorry it took me that long. My crime was I trusted the wrong people. I was used and thrown in the trash. I want to say that we are the previous character. If you don't know, the premise of that game was that you were about to retire and you had to try and earn as much money as you could before you retired. And you kind of had the choice of whether you wanted to, be a corrupt cop, or you wanted to be, a straight arrow. If you were a straight arrow, then you would have a lot of difficulty earning the money you needed. So I'm guessing that we were corrupt, considering our choices here. Yeah, I guess we'll go with this one. Why did you flee from Freiburg? Okay, so yeah, we're getting to kind of set up the situation from the previous game. So it's not that I ran away, I just needed time to regroup, so I could go back and clear my name. Sometimes retreat is the only way to victory. I ran because I didn't want to be killed in prison. I know so much about every influential scoundrel in the city that they would never let me live to see my day in court. Okay, alright, well let's say we want to clear our name, because we're a good guy. Or at least we believe we're a good guy. Why did Mom really leave? See, I didn't play enough of the game to really know everything that's going on here, the first game. Because she decided she wanted to fuck some 30-year-old insurance agent, and I hope he gave her exactly what she wanted. Sadly, your grandmother once told me that I'm too old, that I don't have any energy, and that's why Laura left. I didn't really understand what she meant at the time, but now it seems to me she hit the nail on the head. So we can, yeah. Well, I think this is a bit rough to tell your kids. This is not how I would talk to my kids about their mother. When you separate with your spouse, I don't really feel like you should try and turn your kids against them. So we're gonna go with that. Is that the insurance agent she left us for? Oh God. Did you have an affair on the side too? I wouldn't say that. For one thing, your mother had already left, and it's strange to call a relationship between two people an affair if they only talked on the phone and never met. It's your mother who had the affair. Everything that happened to me later was just an amusement. A naive love fantasy that never became a reality. In any case, it's over. My amusement wants to put me in jail. Alright, yeah, let's go with this one. I'll soften it a little bit. Why did you get in bed with the mafia? So it looks like no matter what, you go corrupt in the first game. I didn't go to them, they left me no choice. When they threaten to hang your children's heads from a chandelier, you do exactly what they ask of you, no hesitation, no questions. I got on with them because the mafia can't be defeated, only controlled. And looking how well I controlled crime in Freiburg, I'd say I managed things pretty well. Well, let's say this one. We're gonna go with a Sons of Anarchy type approach to this. This is not just because they're dangerous and I was scared of them. It was the best way to kind of control them and kind of reduce the amount of crime in our city. Big Sons of Anarchy fan. If y'all haven't seen that show, you should check it out. It's on Netflix. They have all the previous seasons. Did you kill people? I never killed anyone. I have many vices, but I'm no killer. I didn't kill anyone with my own two hands, but I gave orders that led to some deaths. Sometimes these were bad people, sometimes not so much. It's up to you whether you decide that makes me a killer. Okay, yeah, I'd say that I probably avoided killing somebody. I think that as a cop, that's kind of crossing that line that you can't come back from, where you're not really so much a cop anymore, you're a criminal. A lot of things you can kind of like skate by with. How is your health? I feel good despite partying with your mother, fleeing from the feds, and surviving 2 comas. Damn, you got in 2 comas. One thing I know for sure, I won't survive a 3rd. I'm not complaining, but I'm lonely. I'm afraid I'm not going to make any new friends here. Either way, new friends at my age don't lead anywhere except another funeral. Oh, that's a very depressive outlook. I would say I feel good. Could be better, but let's be optimistic about this. Why didn't you just retire? I catch criminals. That's all I know. It's all I'm good at. I didn't retire because I loved my job and I wasn't too old to keep doing it. Well, because I had nothing else to do. All I had left was an empty house and a dirty barn. What was I going to do? Farming? All my tools rusted a long time ago. After a week of retirement like that, I would have put a bullet in my head. Alright. Yeah, let's just say, let's say this one, because what the fuck would you do? Like, retirement is a good route to death. And a lot of old people say, like, the moment you stop working is the moment you die. You gotta have, like, a reason to get up every morning, keep you moving, keep you going. What are you afraid of? I'm not afraid I'll be caught, locked in a cage, and put on display. Or I am afraid I'll be caught, locked in a cage, and put on display, like a circus freak. And the only power I have left is to bash my skull in the bars of my cell. I'm afraid that I won't have a chance to clear my name or even explain myself before the law, before Freeburg, and most importantly, before you. You deserve an explanation most. That's why I'm writing this letter. Yeah, we're going with that one. Because I think we're writing to our kids, so what are you planning to do next? So I think we need to keep it, you gotta keep that in mind with what we're writing here. I've changed a lot, though predictability is still not among my vices. I know I have to do something. The only question is how far I'll have to go. I can't tell you. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that even I don't know what I'll have to decide 10 seconds from now. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Alright, is that it? Looks like it. We're sending this letter to our children with a little bit of money. Alright then. And now we're coming back to her. So are we playing both characters? Because that's the way it seems so far.
Ha! We could hardly shut the guy up. He wasn't so tough. I didn't even get to the Phase 3. Phase 3 is where
We don't have a lot of time. They're moving their headquarters, but we should be able to nab most of them if we hurry. It's north of here, the old summer camp. But they never keep the goods at their headquarters. They always use a different place, usually an isolated house on the outskirts. Most of the time these places have random tenants who don't even suspect that there's anything hidden under their floorboards. That way, the drugs can never be linked back to the neckties or the neckties to the drugs. You remember that little tavern called Forsetti? We went drinking there after graduation and broke that big mirror. Mr. Blaine's converted it into a house, and now he rents it out for almost nothing. 2 weeks ago, an old man moved in, and under his floorboards, there's 27 kilograms of heroin.
I'm starting to think that guy is leading us around by the nose. I bet there's 4 or 5 armed guards at the house. But you said it's a small place, right? Well, I bet there's 2 at least. I don't believe they just left the stuff under some old man's floorboards. Even if there is an old man living there, I bet he's in on it. Hey, maybe old man is just a nickname. What do you think? I bet he's a right cutthroat, hunkered down there, ready to ambush us. Maybe he already...
Well, you and Corey, go check it out. Take 2 cars in case it's not just an old man living in the house. Whoever you find there, bring them in. And don't forget about the heroin. Rest of you will come with me to storm their headquarters. Sound good to you, Lily?
Okay. Alright, so we finally got to the mode. The main mode of the game. This is what I recall from the first one. All events that require your attention are displayed on the Sharpwood map and by a card in the call list. So the game is essentially sending, if you're not familiar with it, essentially sending your police to go deal with matters. You have to pick the right police for the job. You also have to divide your attention and pick which crimes are most important. And another part of the game, of course, managing your police officers and the shifts you're on, and days off, and it's police management. So a lot more story though than there was in the first. From what I saw of the first one. God, there's a lot of story. It's taken us over 30 minutes to get to this part here. Oh, we have to hold it. Okay, so what do we need to do? So we got the drug trafficking call here. And 600, I don't know what that is, star 600. Each call has a minimum professionalism. Oh, that's what that is. To ensure that your cops can go on their call, their overall professionalism must meet the minimum required by that call. Okay. Alright, so we need 600 points here. Forsetti Tavern. The neckties are hiding a large batch of heroin in a house on the outskirts. Currently, the house is being rented by some old man. He's probably working with the ties and watching the goods. So I'm guessing the old man is Jack. And I don't even know if he's aware of it or not. I guess we'll find out. So we have to assign some cops. We can also assign a sniper. But I can't click on any of these. Oh, we have to use down here. We have to pull them over there. Alright, that makes sense. We're going to send both of these guys, clearly. Fletcher and Bellow. And that does reach the 600 requirement. I would think you'd put a little bit more officers for such an important job, but I guess we're just sending 2. I love the way it looks. It looks a lot better overall. Just the game in general looks a lot better than the first one, so yeah, made some big improvements. And our police have arrived. And I imagine we're going to have another XCOM-like moment, or no, I guess it'll be a story-like moment, considering the fact that, yeah, Jack's probably not going to open fire on us. You'd assume, anyway. He has been drinking a lot. We don't know what he's going to end up doing. He did just write that letter as well. Come on, that's a police knock if I've ever heard one. Banging on the goddamn door. Oh, shit.
Sharpwood Sheriff Department. No. Look at this. No, well, just look, Corey. They couldn't find anyone better to watch the goods? Or they just didn't bother? Or are we missing something? What do you think, Corey? Think we're missing something? Huh? Is there some kind of special meaning to the fact that we've got drunk, dirty grandpa here, sitting in the shack watching the goods? Maybe we need to crack the code here, huh?
Well, any ideas where they hid the powder?
How about you look around while I... while I interrogate the suspect, huh? You. What's your name, old man?
Boyd.
What did you say, old man? You need to answer nice and clear when a police officer speaks to you.
My name is Nash. Warren Nash.
I'll tell you something, Warren Nash. 15 years on the force. I've seen all sorts of dirty shits. This town isn't exactly upscale, in case you haven't noticed. I've caught thieves, caught rapists, murderers, and drug traffickers. All part of the job, you know? I'm doing my job. Nice and easy, like a professional. But here you are. This filth, you don't make it easy to be easy. Filth like you drives me up the wall. With scum like you, I just can't keep up the cold-blooded professional attitude. I just can't. You know why, Warren? Because... Oh, I'm sorry, Warren. I'll be just a second, all right?
Shit, Charlie, what the hell? Do you want...
Corey, just look for the fucking drugs while I'm busy with the fucking suspect, okay? So, Warren, filthy things like you drive me nuts. 'Cause you think that we'll never catch up with you. You think the police can't do anything. You think we just rescue cats from trees and help old ladies carry their bags up to the porch. You think, you believe, you really believe that we'll never get to you. So you don't even have to try. You taking good care of the goods here, Warren? You ready for us here, Warren? Just waiting in ambush, Warren? You did fucking nothing, Warren! Fucking nothing! Because you thought we'd never come. But here I am, Warren. Here I am! What are you gonna do now, Warren? What's the big plan, Warren?
Hey, I think I found something.
You hear that, Warren? He found something. Next time, hide it better.
Charlie's fucking losing it, man.
Well, this looks like 27 keys of heroin to you?
I would say there's somewhere between 26 and 28 keys.
Well, that sounds like 27, right?
Yep, looks like 27. So what are we thinking here? You load it up in the car and I'll pack up the old man. And any of this other junk we might need.
I'd like, I really need to talk to the sheriff as soon as possible.
I'm Sheriff Reed. You can talk all you like, but if I were you, I'd wait for my lawyer, Mr. Nash.
I don't, you said you're the sheriff?
That's what I said.
No, I'm just, are you Sharpwood Sheriff?
I'm the sheriff.
You could, do you have the authority to...
Look, I'm wearing a shiny star on my chest. I'm sitting here in the middle of the night, and even though I'm exhausted, I'm poring over murder files that no one else wants to bother with. So yeah, I'm the sheriff. I may not be used to all this, and I'm not sure I ever will be, but I don't have another sheriff for you, Mr. Nash. You might as well accept it.
Listen, Sheriff. Sheriff Reed, right? Great, Sheriff Reed. I need to talk to the sheriff, and you're the sheriff, so it's even better. I mean, older sheriffs sometimes... Well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about that. I just want to say that there's been a mistake. And I want to help you out here because
There was a huge batch of cocaine hiding in your house. You want me to believe you didn't know anything about it?
I rent that house. Only lived there a couple of weeks, and you know all that, right? It's easy to check, huh? Yeah, it's, but that's not important. It's not that I'm trying. Listen, Sheriff Reed, you have to listen to me very carefully. I'm a policeman, just like you know?
Oh, so you must be undercover. Is that it, Mr. Nash?
No, it's much more complicated than that. My name isn't Warren Nash.
Yeah, I already knew that. Your fake documents are so bad they practically fell apart in my hands.
If you let me explain, would you like to see my real document, Sheriff? Look, that humidor, you see it?
What?
That little box, the little wooden box on the table, see? Looks like a jewelry box?
It's locked. We'll crack it open in the morning.
Wouldn't you rather open it now? Please, Sheriff Reed, let's open it now, and I'll try to explain everything. I'm in a very difficult situation, and I'm asking you to listen to me. Just open the box, and you'll find my passport in there. My real passport. My name's Jack Boyd. The documents that say I'm Warren Nash, I bought them for $90 at the rail station. Please, just open the box, and I'll explain everything, please.
You say you were a cop, huh?
Yes. I was a cop. I was the chief of police, just like you. Look, it's a very long and complicated story, but I assure you this is all just a huge misunderstanding. And the fact that I've gone into hiding here, the fact that I'm here at all, it's an injustice that I want to correct. And I'm asking you to help me.
Do I have to actually physically take the key? I was gonna have to press it or something.
Sheriff Reed, let's talk. I'm begging you. Sheriff Reed, let me...
Do you even know what you've been accused of, Mr. Boyd?
Let's just say I don't know if you know what happened in Freeburg last winter, but it had nothing to do with the law or justice. I was used.
You do understand that I have to report you to the feds, right, Mr. Boyd?
Sheriff Reed, if you do this, you just continue this. I believe that cops should help each other, so I just want to say You seem like the kind of person
We've
who...
known each other for 5 minutes, Mr. Boyd. I doubt very much that I've made any impression on you at all. Whatever you've got yourself mixed up in, I hope that you find justice. If that's really what you want. But for now, all I know is this. You're a criminal, and they're looking for you.
Your folder. Your folder. That's a case file. Can I see it?
Excuse me?
I worked as a detective for years. Even when I was chief, I did half of my detective's work. If you're having trouble with the case, I'm sure I can help. Cops should help each other. My exact words, right?
You think that I'm...
Listen, Sheriff Reed, what do you have to lose? You're the head of this police department. You've got to think rationally. I'm not trying to teach you how to do your work. I'm just for a minute, forget about all that, this whole awkward situation, okay? Right? You have an unsolved murder, and there's someone standing right in front of you who's offering to help. Maybe I'm an imposter, and I can't actually do anything. Maybe I'll even turn out to be a lunatic, scatter the file around the cell and dance around like a wild monkey. But maybe, just maybe, I really am an experienced cop who can help you find your killer. Don't you want that? Don't you want to give me a chance since you've got nothing to lose? Don't you want a real criminal in prison, not some sorry victim of circumstance like me? That's police work. Catching the real criminals, right?
I guess I'm going crazy.
She's not actually giving that file to him. That's some piss poor decision making right there. To solve the crime, you'll need to reconstruct the picture of what happened by placing the frames for the crime's key events in the right order. But yeah, you just don't give, evidence to and all that information to a suspect of another crime. All right, well, whatever. Let's go ahead and get started here. Piss poor decision making is her foray, apparently. We did great in that interview that we did as well. To figure out what happened, you should carefully examine the evidence and witness testimony. All right. You have all the necessary frames, but 2 people are suspected of the murder. You need to analyze whatever information is available and figure out which of them is the true culprit. All right, so here's our current suspects. Katerina Slozarski, the neighbor. Ruth Finnegan, victim's wife. Okay, so these are all the different clues, apparently, actually. The secret of the forbidden flesh. The dismembered corpse of Bob Finnegan was found on a display shelf in the meat department. Okay, so there's Bob Finnegan's house. And here's Bob Finnegan's dismembered corpse on the Northside grocery counter. So we need to create a sequence of events here. And then we have a man in a wrestling mask washes Bob Finnegan through the window. A man in a wrestling match approaches Bob Finnegan with a hacksaw in hand. A man in a wrestling mask cuts his throat with a hacksaw. Watches TV. Walks into the North Star grocery store carrying a sports bag. And man in a wrestling mask cuts up Bob Finnegan's corpse in the bathtub. Okay. So let's see here. And click on these and see what these clues, which each one of these clues are. We're going to want to read them all. So Ruth Finnegan, victim's wife. I was with the neighbors to borrow some salt, and I heard on the TV that there's some crazy maniacs started killing in Ripton. The journalist nicknamed him the wrestler because he wears a wrestling mask. I usually don't pay any attention to the news, but this time I remember because I was leaving. I noticed a Latino man in the street with a big sports bag. He was just taking off a mask. I got home and there's blood everywhere, and Bob is nowhere to be found. You think that maniac came all the way out here from Ripton? So Katerina Slozarski, the neighbor. So I said these are suspects. These are witnesses. That evening, Ruth came over to borrow some salt. It's funny, she works at the grocery store, but she's always missing something. She's had at my place for a while and then said that she was going back to make dinner for Bob. I don't know how she put up with him, a typical man. He always walked around in a stupid t-shirt, spent the whole day staring at the TV and yelling for Ruth to bring him another Frosty. I went to visit often enough, and it was always the same thing. Recently, Ruth decided to try being a vegetarian. She read in a magazine that it'll make you live an extra 10 years, plus you get to lose a few pounds. So she started cooking without meat, beginning with vegetable soup. Thought she'd surprise Bob, but when he came home from work, he was yelling, "What the fuck is this?" without the meat. I lived next door, and I could hear everything. They almost got into a fight. Victim's home in the bathroom. The bathroom is covered in blood. It looks like this is where the victim's corpse was butchered. Now, store counter. The victim's body parts were neatly laid out on the counter as if it were on display set for all to see. There's a crumpled garbage bag under the counter with traces of the blood inside. A medical examiner. The victim's throat was cut in a single confident motion. Death came almost instantly. There are no signs of struggle in the body. The corpse was dismembered after death. Okay, so those are our clues. I kind of think it's Ruth irritated at her husband. So can we actually click on these? Okay, you can click on them and look at them. So I think that's it. Now we just need to place these. Oh, another suspect. Hold up. And what's that there? Oh, okay. A man in a wrestling mask or the victim's wife. Okay, I kind of feel like she's lying about this dude in the wrestling mask. That's just my opinion. I think it's the wife, and that she's the one who did it. All right, so let's just take a look at what we have here. So Bob Finnegan, Ruth quarrel over vegetable soup. Approaches Bob with a kitchen knife in her hand. Cuts his throat. Obviously, that has to happen after. That has to happen. Okay, so we'd probably want this one here, and then she had to have cut him up. We're going from the back. Obviously, I think that makes most sense. So let's go that way. Oh, we don't actually have enough frames here for all of them. Huh. And just see here. What happens if we go this? Oh, we just eliminated all that. All right, that sucks. All right, but as I said, I really think that it's her that did it. Do we have to do both of these? I don't know. Let's take a look. All right, so Bob Finnegan and Ruth Finnegan curl over vegetable soup. We can't put both of them in there. Approaches Bob Finnegan with a kitchen knife in her hand. I guess she didn't give him a beer because that doesn't really fit in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do kitchen knife in hand after they quarrel. Sequence completed. Bob Finnegan's wife. She killed her husband to escape her unhappy marriage. The last straw was his criticism of her soup. Ruth decided to kill her husband and make it look as though the maniac known as the wrestler did it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I believe. Do you really want to press charges for this? I mean, we don't really have a whole lot of evidence, but we don't have any evidence to say that it was a fucking wrestler either. So, but I don't know how he could have killed the man and chopped him up in the time it took for her to get salt. So I didn't see any of the evidence. Maybe this is maybe I'm jumping the gun here, but this is what we're going for.
Look.
Come, get it. I've solved the case.
Lily, are you there? Lily?
Lily here. Come in.
Can you grab the box of flashbang grenades and get over here? There's no time to lose. Lily?
Copy. I'm on my way.
So do we not know if that was the real suspect or not?
So?
I'm not seeing anything.
Lily, it's time.
Yes, just let me look at the plan.
Lily, we've got everything covered.
Gail, I need to take a look at the plan. Gail, the plan?
Lily, do you want to look at the plan or do you want to change the plan?
I need to see the plan before I decide whether I need to change it. Gail?
Yeah, so we're going to have to start putting our foot down. I can't have somebody questioning, my underlings questioning everything I ask of them. All right, so usually it takes several days to plan an assault, but this time Gail had to sketch out the plan in a hurry. Okay, maybe you'll want to change something. Proceed. Is this teaching us how to? So We can gather intel, assign cops. Gather intel, assign cops. Interrogate the necktie, get all information, outfit, and assign your strike team. Oh, okay, I got it. So this is like the house, and this is the garage, perhaps. Let's just click on A because I like the letter A, I guess. Assign cops. So assign your cops for the assault. Carefully consider your intel and select cops that are ideal for each position. At every position, there has to be a cop with the appropriate skills or equipment necessary for the assault. So we have the outside area. Gail wants to put a quick cop around the side of the car wash so he can cut off any escaping neckties. Main entrance. Gail knows that no assault is complete without a well-trained gunman. Assault leader. Gail will lead the assault. He wants to capture as many neckties as he can alive if possible. Oh, okay, I see. So he wants to be in charge. And you can kind of see his abilities and stuff. Well, you can't see his abilities. I mean, I guess we're going to just leave this as is. I imagine... Yeah, you can't really see their abilities. I have no idea what any of this means. Can I click? Oh, I can. All right, awesome. So we can kind of like assign them ourselves if we wanted to. So you can see that Hodges, despite his look, turns out to be like our best officer here. The only thing he really lacks in he's just average intelligence. But everything else is great. Greenberg, on the other hand, is, he's not that great at stuff. He's good at negotiating, though. And then, of course, we have Martini, who is just really good at shooting. All right, so the way he set it up is probably the best. I didn't need to remove them all, but I was interested in the setup here. So he's good at shooting, right? No, wait, him. Okay, so we're going to put him in the main entrance. All right, so we're going to leave it as is. And then now we can look at this situation here. So this is side entrance, main entrance, rear window. So Gil is confident that a clever cop could outwit the side door of the workshop and sneak inside. Gil has assigned an agile cop with a stun grenade to storm the workshop. Gil believes that a stealthy cop can sneak in the workhouse unnoticed and take the necktie surprise. So I'm sure he assigned all these the proper way because everything's already been assigned for us. And you can kind of see that, you wanted an intelligent officer there, speed and stealth. So you're kind of limited on what you have here. He's just speed and stealth. So he wants a clever cop here. Somebody who's intelligent. And there's only one person who could do that, and that's Martini. Looking at the next one, we need an agile cop, which I assume is speed? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't know what else would be agile. Gubbly's at a stealthy cop. And is this guy stealthier? They're both stealthy. It doesn't matter. All right, so that's good. He assigned him good. I'm just checking him on his work, making sure everything looks good. I suppose we can go ahead and proceed since there's not anything else I'm saying that we can do here. And you know what, guys? I think we can actually pause it right from here. And I think that's a good place to end it. I was hoping to get to another gameplay section, but good God, this game is very story intensive, way more story intensive than I was expecting. There's been a lot of us sitting here just kind of watching the story progress. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like when games do that, when they tell you a lot of story. I think I brought this up in a previous series before, where they just kind of throw a ton of story at you right from the beginning before you really got into the game yet. I kind of like getting into the game a little bit more. Pretty much all we had was the tutorial section. I like the story to slowly develop rather than have like an hour worth of just throwing story content at me before I really feel invested in it yet. And so I don't typically like that when games do that. I mean, the story is interesting so far. I'm curious to see where it goes. I definitely want to continue playing because I want to get to some more of that, some more actual action. We haven't got to any of the parts where I'd expected to be at by this point, an hour in. I expected us to be in control of our police by this point and assigning them to missions and, doing the day-to-day work and then maybe at least one more battle. That didn't happen, though. So, yeah, this is where we're going to end it, guys. We are almost an hour into the episode, so I think that's a good place to stop. Hopefully next episode we'll see a little bit more action. It will be a shorter episode, the next one. I will be continuing playing this because I want to see where it goes. And so I am sorry about all the sounds, guys. I think I smacked the mic once, and then, of course, we have... oh, God, we got every car going by. Like I said, it's just kind of a bad time to record, but it was the only time I had. to do this. So yeah, it's a lot of cars passing by. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure you leave that like, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you know when we put out new videos. Also leave a comment. I read and reply to all comments. I love talking to you guys. It's one of my favorite things about this whole YouTube thing that we do. And all those things, those comments, those likes, they do help with the search engine, help people find my videos. This probably going to be a popular game on YouTube, so yeah, anything can help bring people to the channel, and I appreciate your support. Alright guys, hope to see you on the next episode, and thanks for watching.